you can put your head on the pillow every night and know that the Latino flank of our community is well protected by this bulldog who joins me right now. Mr. Rich Valdes is with us. He's a great friend of the show. He's a great friend to everybody in the Latino community. He's the host of the This Is America podcast, former aide to Governor Chris Christie. And Rich, I just had Julio Gonzalez on. He's down in West Palm. He's talking about how the Latino support is like overwhelming down there. And I know you're really dialed in, and I would really love to get your perspective on what I'm seeing as a seismic shift in the percentage of Latinos and African Americans that are walking away and voting Republican.
Thanks, John Tobacco. Yeah, for sure, man. I see so much of this going on. I've been going at it with a lot of different friends on Facebook and other places, and just to me, it's overwhelming the amount of support. Like when in 2016, there was no Lexit movement, which is the Latino exit from the Democrat Party. There wasn't a really robust black voices for Trump. I mean, minorities by and large are just really stepping it up. And I think right now, I was just talking to a colleague in the hallway here. We were discussing how the Hispanic vote is going to be the game changer in a lot of these races, but in particular, Texas. Right now, Texas, I think, is going to be over the top for Trump, and it's going to be because of Latinos.
Rich, you know, this is a fable we've been hearing for years now. They're going to switch Texas. Texas is going red, is going blue. Arizona's going blue. I had on my buddy Uncle Danny from Maricopa County in Arizona yesterday, and he said, John, let me tell you, whatever they're telling you on the news, I'm not seeing it. And I said, well, what about, you know, the Mexican community, the workers and stuff like that? He said, those guys are looking at us, their employers, who are building houses and buildings and everything else, and they know damn well that if Trump loses, we lose, and if we lose, they lose. And he says all the guys, the Latinos that work in the work crews and everywhere, he says even they're voting for Trump. So this fable that the Democratic Party created was that all these Latinos are going to run to the Democrats. I think we're seeing a totally different story now.
Yeah, well, like so much of what the Democrats do is they create this farce to perpetuate their own agenda. And that's exactly what it is. There's no incentive for anybody, honestly, for anybody other than people that worship at the feet of government and are into this whole idea of Marxism. Those are the only people that are really buying into Biden. Now, you may have a handful of dissenters that are like, oh, Trump may tweet too much, or he may do this or may do that. I don't like his style. There may be a few of those kind of votes against Trump, but there's really nobody voting for Biden, and especially Hispanics and Latinos. They know what's going on. When Trump ran against Hillary, in Spanish we say mala que sea. As bad as Hillary was, she wasn't talking about Marxism. She didn't have AOC and Bernie Sanders as her standard bearers for the Green New Deal and the other parts of his Sanders-Biden unity task force. So
No
all
doubt.
that being said, it's like, you know what? This is a very dangerous situation for Biden to be in, because he's trying to leverage what was once purported to be a moderate position, and he's going to trash that in order to try and appeal to the left. I think it's going to fail because those that are really on the left, the far left, they don't buy it. A lot of Bernie bros are going to sit this one out. You don't see AOC filling not a single stadium for Joe Biden.
Nothing at all.
She did that for Bernie, right? Her communist sympathizing grandfather.
Of course. Hey, Rich was the guy who coined the phrase AOC, all out crazy. Crazy. I think the telling tale about this, you know, Faustian deal between Bernie and Biden is the fact that you haven't heard from any of them out on the campaign trail banging the drum for Bernie. My brother, we got to leave it there. We got to have you back after the election and break down the Latino numbers and I think New York might be in play. Maybe I'm just being a dreamer, but I see enthusiasm here like I've never seen in my life.
Me too. I don't know if it's in play for a win, although, I mean, they probably didn't see that coming in the Reagan Revolution either. But I do think we're becoming a lot more purple.
No doubt about that. All right. Rich Valdes, host of the This Is America podcast. And Rich, if Trump loses, will you change the name of the podcast to This Was America?
I will take that under close advisement.
My good buddy, Rich Valdes. God bless you. We'll take
Thank
a
you,
quick
John.
break.
Take care.
We'll come back right after this with some news of the day. Don't go away.